Hello, crypto friends. The Chart Guys have released our alert service for the cryptocurrency space. It is going to be text and email alerts for trade signals based off of the indicators that we have used to be profitable in this bull run in this market in 2017. So it's at crypto.chartguys.com and it is $19.99 a month. And the benefit of this is essentially getting trade signals sent to us so we don't have to have our eyes on the market 24/7. This is essentially hiring a robot for us to do the dirty work and just let us know when these setups are coming. So the one thing that we want is feedback on this service, because our goal is to make the best service that we possibly can and the most beneficial to other traders to allow them to profit in this space. And with feedback, that's what we're going to be looking to do. So we're going to be adding different exchanges, different coin pairings, and my favorite part is we're going to be adding more indicators. Really looking forward to developing those, even some proprietary ones in the future, but just things that we have used to be profitable and be passing those signals on and really trying to make it as easy as possible to pass those on, where we love to teach technical analysis and show people this is where we see a trend change. This is a signal for, an entry in oversold conditions. But we know not everybody can do that. People have full-time jobs. They have families. They need to sleep. And in that scenario, this is when this alert service comes in handy. It can be your eyes on the market for you. So with these signals, we are looking at RSI in oversold and overbought conditions. Under 30 is oversold, over 70 is overbought. The MACD when we get bullish and bearish crosses. Inside bars, manual alerts. I'm going to be sending out personal alerts where I see something setting up. I'm going to be very picky when I send these out when the setup is very clear. For example, back when Bitcoin broke 3,000 right before a big oversold bounce when the China exchange news was coming out, that was a signal that we were talking about in the chat room. We said, okay, get ready for a bullish entry when Bitcoin breaks 3,000, looking for a climax and looking for a bounce to play out in the morning. And that trade worked out perfectly, but that was a confident, clear trade plan that I would have sent out via this alert service if it were up and running at that point. The different time frames allow us to be really agile and versatile in terms of who this alert service best suits, and it's really everybody at this point. It suits bulls, bears, day traders, and swing traders, and the time frame that you're going to use will dictate that. So if I'm a day trader, I'm looking at the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 60-minute, and really, me personally, I look at all of them because I love all the information that I can get. But you really just need to focus on the shorter term time frames if you're a day trader. If you're a swing trader, you're leaving out the shorter term time frames and you're looking at the 60-minute, the 4-hour, and the daily for the signals. If you are a bull, you're looking for oversold RSI levels for bullish entry. You're looking for bullish MACD crosses, and you're looking for bull breaks of inside bars. And I'm going to be going over all these signals a little bit more in depth with how I use them to profit in the cryptocurrency space. If you are a bear, you're looking at overbought conditions to make a bearish entry. You're looking at bearish MACD crosses and bear breaks of inside bars. So it's really ideal for just about any kind of trader. And the different time frames that you select and different indicators that you select are going to be dependent on your style of trading. So for me personally, I love oversold bounces. If you've been watching our videos, you know that that's my bread and butter. And my 3 biggest days in the cryptocurrency space all have come with dumps and oversold bounces on the 4-hour time frame. And that's just because the gains are so fast and just locking them in when they come. But for me, as an oversold bounce player with my preference, I'm going to be looking at different time frames, the 4-hour time frame and the daily. When the RSI gets oversold on those time frames, in 2017, it's almost been a sure thing that we see a very solid bounce from those levels. So those are absolutely going to be signals that I'm setting up with RSI levels on the 4-hour and the daily time frame, no matter what. Even if I'm just day trading, I want to know when those are going to happen, because those are the 2 scenarios, 4-hour and daily oversold, where I have made the biggest gains. I'm also going to be looking at inside bars. I love these inside bars. We're going to be looking at those a little bit more in detail. I'll explain what an inside bar is. But the different signals here, we pretty much have an act now signal, which is the RSI getting overbought or oversold, saying, okay, this is now when we're trying to scout an entry. A get ready signal, and that's by the inside bars, when that tells us an equilibrium tightening pattern is forming and to get ready for the bull break. And confirmation is the MACD. MACD is a bit more of a lagging indicator than the RSI and other signals. So the MACD can act as confirmation, whereas if we see an oversold RSI signal, we check in, we make our entry for the oversold bounce, and then we get an alert that the MACD has given us a bull cross. That's confirmation saying, okay, this move is going to play out. We're going to see some follow through here, and it's going to be a profitable trade. So let's now look at some of these charts here and some examples. So this is the scenario I was talking about where we had the dump just below 3,000, where we were highlighting the trade setup in the chat room and we knew exactly what to be doing. We laid out the trade plan before it happened. There was no reacting on the fly. There was no emotional decisions, and we just executed once what we anticipated to happen happened. So that would be the kind of alert that I would send out manually. But along with that, we would have the automated alerts with the hourly time frame giving an oversold indication, the 4-hour time frame. Let's zoom back here. There's that dump. The 4-hour time frame giving an oversold RSI indication, and this would have signaled long before telling us to get ready. But one thing about the RSI indicators is the more that we're getting on multiple time frames, the more confident we can be that a bounce is going to play. So you have to determine how many time frames and pairings you want here, because the last thing you want is, your phone blowing up every 5 minutes with an indicator. But if you get an RSI oversold indicator on the 15-minute, the hourly, and the 4-hour time frame, there's a good chance that there is a bounce and profit opportunity coming in the short-term future. And the more time frames line up with oversold conditions, the more prolonged the bounce is going to be in terms of how long you're going to let it ride out. So if it's only the 15-minute RSI oversold, you're looking for a quick flip. If it's all three, the hourly and the 4-hour as well oversold, you're looking for it to play out potentially multiple days, which is what we have happening right now. So here's a scenario where we would have gotten an alert of an oversold condition on the hourly time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, and on the daily chart. The daily chart here just dipped below 30, and every time that has happened in the recent past, we have had very significant bounces. So all three of those signals would have fired off, telling us, get ready. And that doesn't mean just jump on and blindly buy. That means get on your computer, scout out the chart, and establish your game plan. Again, the game plan is essential, knowing your entry point, your exit point, and your stop loss. So this will tell you, okay, time to get on your computer, put a little bit of work in, familiarize yourself with the setup that we are in, and establish your trade game plan. So those signals would have all gone off, and from there, if after we entered the trade, we would have gotten other confirmation signals. If we had the MACD alert turned on, we would have gotten a 4-hour bullish MACD cross, a 1-hour bullish MACD cross. And again, it's not saying the MACD for me is a confirmation indicator. So the hourly bullish reversal doji, we had the RSI under 30, we had a big time high volume confirmation candlestick, and then we had the bullish MACD cross on that candlestick. So ideally, the RSI signal would have had us in that trade before the MACD goes off, which is why I call it a confirmation signal, because if I, place that trade and place my stop loss and then head back outside to do whatever, and then I get an alert bull MACD cross, I can breathe easy and say, okay, that trade's going to work out for me because we're getting that follow through. And then the 4-hour RSI, or I should say the 4-hour MACD alert would come in, and I'd say, okay, now I know I'm going to make some real nice profit because we're really following through with this trade. So again, it's just having eyes on the charts for you from a little robot friend where you don't have to be doing that. And from here, there was plenty of further upside and signals on the shorter term time frames. So if you are a day trader, the 15-minute time frame was a really good indication on this bull run up. And the 15-minute MACD was a really good indication here because we were in a bullish uptrend, we weren't getting oversold conditions, so the RSI wouldn't have been firing off here. But you can see after healthy consolidation, bull MACD cross on the 15-minute time frame, it doesn't signal the exact bottom of that consolidation, but once the bull momentum starts to shift, it gives you the alert, and then we see upside. Then we see another period of consolidation here. Look at our bull cross on the 15-minute time frame. Then we see another couple hours of upside. We consolidate again, and we just saw another bull cross. So these 15-minute bull crosses have given us alerts that have lasted. This one lasted about 4 hours of upside. We had another one 2 hours of upside, an hour of upside. So the shorter term time frame dictates the shorter term time frame that you're going to be looking to hold the trade. But if you are a day trader in different scenarios, it's going to determine the time frame that you're going to use. So again, if you're in an uptrend, you're not going to be hitting oversold RSI levels, but the MACD would be an indicator that would be really useful then in this scenario. Another one is the inside bars. Let's go over what an inside bar is because I have been loving the signals that we've been getting in the inside bars. And we were using inside bars trading stocks, and we created an alert service for stocks trading inside bars. And then when I came over to this cryptocurrency space and I saw how well these inside bars were making signals on the longer term time frames, I was really excited to say, okay, this is going to work here as well, and even better than in the stock world. So I really like the inside bars on the longer term time frames, on the 4-hour and the daily, because if you're on the 15-minute time frame, it can be a little bit more there can be more false signals on such a short-term time frame. What I love about the daily chart is there's so much more data and volume and price action within these ranges. So what an inside bar is, it's when you have the high and the low of a mother bar candlestick. The next candlestick, the high and the low fits completely within the range of the previous candlestick. I don't care what the real bodies of the candlestick are doing. I just care about the high and the low. So we had an inside bar here with the tightening range. We had an inside bar here with a second inside bar in a row. And here was a clear bear break. So on the alert service, we would have gotten a signal inside bar, daily time frame, Litecoin. And then the next day, inside bar, daily candle, Litecoin. And that's the heads up, get ready signal. It doesn't mean act now. That means go look at the chart because we're forming a tightening range. And if you've been watching the videos that we've been putting out every day, the amount of times that I talk about an equilibrium pattern, that's what an inside bar is. The inside bar is the equilibrium pattern on a macro version, a zoomed out version. If I were to zoom in here on the 4-hour or hourly time frame, I'd be seeing higher lows, lower highs, tightening range, and declining volume. This is just it's dumbing it down and making it simple because the trade signal occurs when the inside bar breaks. So if the low of the inside bar candlestick breaks, it's a bear signal. And if the high breaks, it's a bull signal. And that's essentially the same thing. If you were to zoom in and look at the little details of the equilibrium pattern, it would be a break of the lower highs for the bulls to show up. And that's what we're seeing here, just zoomed out. So here there was a bear signal on Litecoin coming off of the all-time high. After the multiple inside bars, the low of this inside bar was 77.26. The daily candlestick broke bearish. So you would have gotten a signal saying inside bar, and that means go check out this pattern, make note of the high and the lows, and set up your trade game plan. And as soon as that level breaks of 77.26, that's your bear signal, and we dropped down $13, big time gains the following day. The next day, we had an inside bar showing the tightening range. We then had a bull break. The bull signal occurred at the break of the high of this candlestick of 74.95. And then we went up to 82.70. So another significant gain on an inside bar. Inside bars obviously don't work all the time. Nothing does in technical analysis. It's just putting the odds in our favor. If the inside bar breaks in a certain direction, I can say with confidence that it is much more likely to continue in that direction than it is to give a fake out. Obviously, fake outs do exist, which is why we have to protect every single trade that we make. But these inside bars are my favorite indicator in terms of the longer term timeframes to be using, other than the RSI, which I love on the shorter term time frames. But I will always make note of every single inside bar on the daily chart because that tells me an equilibrium pattern is forming. Get ready for a clear break because that's coming as well. So that's what we've got in terms of the indicators that we are currently using, and we've already got others in the works and brainstorming even more. Really looking forward to that because honestly, it's everything that I have been using where I'm saying, okay, this lines up with this and I'm getting this signal, so I'm going to be looking to make this trade, but it's all simple. And the one thing that I have not liked about this cryptocurrency boom is staring at the computer screen for so long. And it has affected my eyes, and I've had to work harder to, stay limber and in shape, but, getting a full night's sleep with your phone near the bedside, knowing that it's going to ring if there's an opportunity approaching, that makes all the difference in the world for me. So at the price point that we currently have, I'm very confident that even just one successful trade from these alerts that you otherwise would have missed because you weren't at your computer, that's going to pay for multiple months of this alert system. And by all means, if this system does not pay for itself, you should not be paying for it because it should be one trade should make multiple months, if not 1 month, multiple months of paying for this service. So I do believe that it will certainly be a valuable tool. I'm looking forward to the feedback and the continued growth and development of this tool because I do believe that these indicators are the backbone of successful, profitable trades in the cryptocurrency space. I appreciate you watching. Feel free to ask us any questions. We're certainly always around. We're going to keep the daily videos coming out, and I'll highlight the alerts that led me to the trades that I've been making and certainly looking forward to continued growth in this space with you all in the cryptocurrency community.